So when it comes to doing interviews, like what do you expect as a recruiter from young designers? Like what type of questions would you say people should prepare for?
I would say that people should be focusing more on their portfolio walkthrough, their app critique, and their whiteboarding skills first, and then once you're good at those, then you can start looking at like, okay, how do I do better at my behaviorals and all of that stuff. For an internship, I would say, yeah, just focus on these three. For full time, I would say that it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like you should focus on like keeping your calm because like full time interviews are like more nerve wracking. But there's also like situational question as well that these are more full time job. But I would say for interviews, I mean, be ready to define your decision. Something that I always ask myself when I prep for something is I would look at a piece of work and I would ask myself, like, what am I trying to communicate here? And a lot of time I'm like, okay, yeah, actually, what am I trying to communicate here? And that would kind of force me to like take a step back. And in an interview, I usually expect these type of questions where it's like, okay, like here you have a UI. It's good looking UI, or you have a motion design. It's good looking. But what are you trying to communicate here, right? What message are you trying to bring across? And once you start thinking about design as a tool for communication, the way you design is going to be different. The way you answer to interview questions is going to be different. And it's really about putting like frameworks in your head and like being able to juggle these things. Does that reply to the question, or was I just too high level or too meta? Or
I mean, like that answers the question. I think the question was what type of questions should like a new designer expect, but you did answer it. You did say like,
okay. Just be good at your portfolio walkthrough and you'll be fine.
okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, what type of like situational questions? Because you did mention them. Should new designer
These are
uh,
hard.
and
I struggle with those even till this day. So like there would be questions, and Google do that for full time, but not for intern. Or I wish you don't do it for intern because these are dreadful questions. But it would ask questions like, okay, so like let's say there's feature A and there's feature B, and the engineering team wants to work like one engineering team wants to work on feature A, and another team wants to work on feature B. So as a designer, how would you go about that situation? And then you'll be like, what? This is so hypothetical. Oh, these are called hypothetical questions, which I hate because I'm like, yo, I don't know, like, and then, but to be honest, the way to answer these questions is or the way I answer these questions is I usually try to be like, oh, so like in one of my experience, and then I would kind of like answer this as like using the STAR model, but for these questions, but then I would like relate to my own experiences of like what I did and and what I learned and what I would do differently. But these questions are hard. Like there's also like the typical like behavioral questions of like, tell me a situation where you've demonstrated leadership. And then it's like, okay, like that's a star format question. They want to know how I've been a leader. And then you answer those. And that stuff is pretty like well documented online and I don't need to really explain it. But yeah, these are the type of questions that like you should expect. But behavioral question, I when I was interviewing at the time, I didn't get those, and when I would get them, I thought it would be awkward because it's like, yo, I spent like an hour just walking you through my portfolio, and now you want to know how I've been a leader. Like, it's kind of funny.